Okay, everybody, we're behind the scenes. Trust me, I'm not one of those people that I have to be in front of the camera all the time. In fact, I'm not shy of it. It's just me. You know what I mean? There's no point. You really don't have to see my face every time. But anyway, in case you're curious, this is Michael Phoenix behind the scenes of Valley and Beyond, and I was just last year I did an article on the city council meetings. Well, this year, with the start of the new year, Allentown had a couple new city council members, and so I was like, all right, first one of the year, let's find out if anything's changed. All right, and also I want to see if there's, because during the local elections last year, I tried to stress where the people talk about government, they bitch all the time about our government, all right? But on the local level is where they don't understand. You have to start understanding. On the local level is where you really make the difference. You get up to the state, you still can. But you go above the state level to Congress and the president, your voice can easily get lost in everyone else's. Plus, you're talking a much larger number of people that, your representatives have to decide what's best for much larger number of people. Now, on the local level though, the local elections, I stressed it last year, and I really got to stress this. On the local level, there was with the cold weather and everything, it didn't surprise me, but I was kind of actually pissed off that there's actually fairly low turnout at the Allentown City Council meeting. I've been to a couple before, and and it seems I hear people on the street all the time complaining about it, but yet they don't go to a city council meeting. It's probably like this in the area that you live, from the smallest town to cities like Philadelphia, New York, etc. But here's a quick review of the city council meeting. Quick and painless. There really wasn't too much in the way of after the public had their shot at the floor. There really wasn't too much in the way of official business, just because it's the first meeting of the year. But I really have to give them, mercifully, in and out under 90 minutes from start to finish. So thankfully, but a couple things I want to point out. If you've been to any city or town council meeting, you have the usual people showing up, meeting after meeting, and complaining about the same thing over and over. And I coined the term. I came up with this term about several things in the Lehigh Valley. I'd call it broken record syndrome. Same thing over and over again. But something new that really caught my attention, I have to mention, and Allentown resident Julian Kern brought up about a program called Project Lifesaver. I haven't had a chance to look it up. I literally just got back from the council meeting. But what he mentioned was, it's like a bracelet and this was in lieu of a young child who, and if you've been on social media or the news over this past weekend, Allentown took center stage when the first responders and everybody just came together to help find a child who, unfortunately, they found his body. A true tragedy. But, Julian Kern, and the child had autism. Julian Kern stated that he's the father of two children with autism, and he mentioned about this Project Lifesaver, which, please do, this sounds like something that would be good for any parent or child. Please, it's called Project Lifesaver. Look it up on social media. Look it up online. And the city council, they really responded to this. Several council members, including Councilman Garrido, really responded to this in a positive manner. And I have to give both Julian and City Council a lot of credit on that. Now, to make this short, sweet, and to the point, here's your typical standard meeting, okay? People at the floor take care of the order of business. Start off with the invocation, and the Pledge of Allegiance, and adjourned. I have to point out that for some reason she was excused, but last year I attended 2 or 3 Allentown City Council meetings, I think, and Cynthia Moda was again excused, and it's just one resident actually complained that, okay, if you're elected to City Council, shouldn't you be here? Which, of course, the members, the attending members of City Council gave the correct response, pretty much stayed silent on it, just acknowledged, hey, okay, thank you very much. Now, Allentown City Council, they show a very high level of respect and courtesy to everyone who speaks and the residents in attendance. And they do keep the meeting flowing at a fairly decent pace. I've been to some that I bailed out after 2 hours just because it was like, okay, I gotta go, things like that got boring to me. But my only critique about the city council is every person is that if you have an individual has 3 minutes to speak and there's 4 monitors up and they have the time countdown, and it starts when the person starts speaking. If you represent an organization, you're given 5 minutes. All right, but there are residents who I've seen every meeting I've attended that just try to monopolize, and basically in congressional terms it'd be called a filibuster. That it's the same thing over and over again. Like I said, broken record syndrome. I'm all for free speech. I'm all for it, okay? But all of a sudden their time runs out and it's city council's turn to talk, and all of a sudden a minute or 2 later and they're still talking. To the members of city council, you're doing a great. I know you came under fire a while ago about as far as not giving everyone having the same chance to speak, but I could see this becoming a problem where at times the council gives a little too much leniency, where and again, if there's order of business, they're given the same amount of time, 3 minutes. Okay, well, I saw 1 or 2 people come up that basically, especially one person, I'm not going to mention their name, basically kind of like it was on an order of business, but yet diverted it to their own interest. Tried to divert their time to their own interest instead of commenting on, making intelligent comments on the subject that was presented. Okay, and now honestly, that is my only critique. The way the city council members, honestly, for a council meeting, that a little too much time. There has to be a better balance between keeping things moving at a decent, respectable pace, and keeping things moving along in a logical order of progression, versus and allowing residents to speak and giving them time, but without interfering with the order of business. And also, these residents have to take into account that honestly, not everybody who attends is there to hear that just what they have to talk about. Some people like myself, honestly, are there. When I do have a chance or decide to go to a city council meeting, that I'm going to hear about everything that's going on in the city, not just that one aspect. So, it not only falls on the city council, but also falls on these specific residents and organizations to realize, hey, guess what? While we need to be heard, that there's also, we need to maybe we need to listen for a change to everyone else, and instead of just trying to, try to make the city better for what they're concerned with, maybe start trying to work together with other organizations and try for the entire city to work together, not just one organization or one person versus another. that honestly is my only critique of the Allentown City Council meeting. Period. That was my only critique of it. I've been into ones that lasted much longer, and every time that's my only complaint. And the only thing that aspect of the technical and the procedural part of it. Other than that, I apologize if I don't have the entire list of council names in front of me. I know I should. It's unprofessional. But other than that, to Councilwoman Moda, Councilman Garrido, President, every member in attendance there, congratulations, you did a great job, and you are one of the great job on addressing everyone, showing a very high level of respect for all the residents, and keeping things moving at the best of your ability at the same time. Michael Phoenix, founder of the magazine, rare behind the scenes look. Next up in, I think it's next week or 2 weeks, I think. I'll have to check the schedule. Bethlehem City Council on the next agenda. Take care, everybody. Stay warm. We're actually into winter. Thank you very much for the support. I've made a lot of changes to the magazine which I believe are for the better. Hopefully you enjoy them. And by the way, quick thing, if you're a band or musician, artist, or author out there, make sure you do me a favor, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and do the whole world a favor. If you have any events coming up, make sure you list them in the comments section. It's totally free of charge. If you the magazine would like to has media sponsorship available. Unfortunately, I don't have the budget to drop financially, but I can promise you the magazine will do its best to help your organization or event out. And also, most importantly, if you have a nonprofit or a charity, check the section, send an email, and I really want to start getting lists to try and help people out. Stay safe in the night and always. Michael Phoenix, founder of the magazine, and I hope your 2016 goes great for you. Later.